Hi everybody, something a bit different from the bulbs and electrical bits. It's the 26th today, Sunday, and look at the weather. It's absolutely glorious. It could be a summer's day. There's the sky, not a cloud in the sky. It's a plane going over. This has to be typical of Californian weather. Mind you, it's still probably not as hot, but nevertheless it's nice. You've got the old sun. I thought I'd come out in the garden, done a bit of watering for the plants. Excuse the mess. That's the next job to do, having to tidy up. But the fact I'm out here in full sun is gorgeous. Greenhouse you've seen before many times. Have another little look. Anyway, maybe a quick look, just a quick tour again. But I'm so pleased that the sun's so bright. Look at it shining on the beautiful conophytums. We're putting more of these up when they bloom. But well pleased. Lights down there and the old fan. Some of the cacti. That's an astrophytum asterius. It's called a sand dollar cactus. My little propagator. Yeah. In here at the moment, temperature wise, it's whatever that says. Glasses are a bit, oh well, I can see it now. Between, yeah, nearly 70 degrees F or 20 degrees Celsius. It's on the minimum maximum thermometer, and it's not in the sun either, so it's more just giving you the temperature in the greenhouse itself. Just nice to take a little tour around. It's lovely. This is a time of year I wait all through the horrible winter months to when it's nice and you look out and you think, all this part of the garden I plant out with the summer plantings. It's so nice. It's not always like this, but today it was so nice I thought, well, I'm going to take one of the garden. The old New Zealand firms are looking a bit sorry after the cold weather. So's the other cycad. It's a cycad. Yeah, the leaves are getting a little bit brown on that, but hopefully a new set of leaves will come through. There's a cactus at the back there which is starting to perk up. I thought I might have lost that, but it looks like it's okay. There's some of the other opuntias which should stand the winter. The pond is starting to get active again. A couple of goldfish over there. It's very green at the moment because over the winter months I take the filter system off. I keep the air running on it, but take the filter off because if it does freeze it would just break the filter. There the bubbles coming up, so they get plenty of air. The fish always look plump. Had a couple of losses, but you always expect that. All this part of the garden I plant out with the summer plunging, where I put some crashlers, some cleania articulators. The hardy cacti stay out all year round. At the moment down there, later in the summer you'll hardly be able to walk past here because there's there's some lilies at the base there. They'll come up. I think it's Lilium henryi. It's a tall one. With lilies you have to be careful with the cats because they are poisonous to cats, so I have to be very careful. Looking towards the other pond. There's the greenhouse there, so it gives you an idea whereabouts in the garden I am. Looks a bit untidy. Under that green, or not green, blue box is an air pump which is feeding the square pond. As you can see, that every time I come in the garden, what happens? The pussy cat from next door comes up to see me. A beautiful cat. Mind you, my three don't like him at all, but he's a lovely cat. Okay, and there's no food for you've been fed. Yeah, you've been fed. Anyhow, there's the pond. As I say, oh God, I just noticed another dead fish. Another dead fish there, which I've got to hook out. You see some of them down there, but it's to be expected. After the winter months, you obviously get a couple of losses. Sometimes it's through old age. You get what they call dropsy, and they go. It's something you have to expect, but nothing special in there. They're just the normal goldfish. Further away, what else we got? That down there's an arum lily. That's my rhubarb coming up there. I love rhubarb. It's very, very good for you, rhubarb. Lovely rhubarb crumble. One of the lights in the garden. That light there's comes on at night. It's on a photo. It's on a voltaic cell at the top. And it's got the old sensor there. So as you walk by, it goes from dim light to bright light. No prizes where I got that from. This plant's not looking too happy now. I'm hoping the main stem's okay and that it'll continue to grow from the stem, but I don't know. That normally is cut right down. At the moment it's okay. I don't know whether I've showed this before. This is the master clock. It only feeds, well, it doesn't feed anything at the moment, but it's a master clock that probably came, well, it didn't come from a telephone exchange, but it's not the same type. But if I can see it, don't think I've shown this. There's the NiCad cells, the battery. You've got your pendulum. Down there is the mechanism. You can see as each swing it draws the tooth wheel round, and at a certain point it will go jonk. Nearly there. Yeah, goes chonk. That lever then is brought down by the magnet, and it gives the pendulum a kick, so it keeps it going. On it we've got a slave dial. That's the slave dial, which it's like a relay. Every time you press that up, the mechanism steps. It's not connected to anything. It's just the one dial that's on there. There's a rheostat in there which is used to control the amount of current depending on how many dials are used. They all run in series, one dial after another, but not in this case. It's just a really demonstration. You've got an old-fashioned paper capacitor. And there we are. There's the pendulum bob at the bottom. It's got a nice gentle tick. That little shelf there is to put tiny weights on so that you get the exact timing right. You've got a timing wheel at the bottom, but it also has this shelf that you can put little tiny weights just to really liven it up and get it spot on. I'm hoping this video is going to last because I'm looking at the battery power. It looks like it might be going down, so if it suddenly goes off, I apologise in advance. That's one of the old inspection lamps. There's an old one, look at that, and it's in use. That white thing's the fuse, and there's another twisty switch. I've shown some of these in the other greenhouse. My electrical stuff is it's safe. Doesn't look safe, but it is safe. Another fluorescent fitting, which was liked by a certain LBF. He'll know who I mean. He's very keen on that one. I don't know whether it is rare. There's the bulb. As I say, my interest is mainly on the older lamps, but he was going raptures over this, so I don't know. There's an old outside thermometer which goes outside. That'll give you an idea of the temperature. It says 60, or just under 60. Oh, there's a Hallicrafter's communications receiver. That's American, and it's a tubal valve. Lovely little lovely unit. You've got your standard band on it. You've got the top one is I think BC is the American term for broadcast, which would be our medium wave, and you've got short waves as well. The top one is for band spread. So if you get a weak station, you can tune it in more sensitively by using the band spread. What else we got? Little digital clock made by Sankyo Digiglow. I'm just trying to pick out bits which you probably haven't seen before. This unit here, I haven't verified it, but it is a inverter 1000 watt sine wave. I picked this up at not Wimbledon, but another boot sale at Epsom, Hook Road Arena, for anyone that's probably looking at this from England. I'll keep talking, hopefully it won't run out. I only intended to just come down the garden and have a quick look at the plants, but you know me, I get sidetracked, so you've got some other bits as well. This is the plug that is fed from this. It's all working, powered by those two large batteries. Under there is something which I'm going to show later in response to Ethan's video on the exit light. We'll have a little look at that. It's very, very similar. It doesn't say exit, but it is an emergency light. Excuse all the mess. I'm not the most tidiest of people. A lot of these things you've seen in the when I put them up. There's another Russian radio at the back there. My variable voltage transformer and power supply unit. That is very nice. An American Apsco pencil sharpener. Remember that name from when I went to America many years ago. I wanted one of those, and they bought me one before I left. This is not the one, but it's the same make. Make you don't often find over here, but nevertheless it is American. the old lamp I used, magnifying lamp. It's a scope. Behind it the large variac. Now, let's go back to the greenhouses that I intended to come out to have a look at. Yeah, it's a lovely day. Just showing the sun shining on the plants. It really is nice. This is what I wait for every year. I'm not a Christmassy person. It's probably because of the fact that it's in the middle of winter. And I suffer from this thing called SAD. I just don't get enough sunlight. And it makes me want to sleep all the time. No ways I'm going to sleep my life away. So when this time of year comes, I really cheer up. The other greenhouse with the opuntias and the crashula. The big plant there is Crashula argentea. It's got a few flowers on it still. That does flower this time of year. There's a few fans under there. I know some of you collect fans. Well, not all fans. That white thing's a heater, and that orangey thing's also another heater, as is that one. Right, what else are we going to look at? I don't want to show the registration of the car. A few ponds there. The greenhouse. Been doing a bit of watering in here to liven them all up. Certain plants take a bit of water now, while others are still resting. These are the Agariodermas. Agarioderma means silver skin. They are starting a rest. As these were sorted out only recently, they haven't settled down to the correct growing in this greenhouse. This greenhouse is relatively new to me. Some of the other plants there. Underneath is the plants that are normally out in the garden, and the ones that are in pots are ones that I should probably be taking to a boot sale to sell. Unfortunately, I can't send these abroad, so you know, it's a pity, but the customs restrictions are such that I'm just not allowed to. Which is a pity, because one or two of you I think would probably like the odd plant. A few more of them there. Little heater. Up the top there, little radio. Emergency lighting. If anything goes wrong, I can light those up. That little radio is quite an old one. I'm trying to think what make it is. And I'll say it's only a quick tour. I say quick tour, probably seems like I've been on it for hours. Some flowers on the Philobolus resurgens. This has been shown several times. Behind the bottle we've got Corydoxus peculiaris, large conophytum, another large conophytum. This is Herianthus mayeri, well that's the old name, named after a botanist Hans Herrer, who worked in South Africa. It's from the where this plant grows is also where the ghostman or half ghostman plant comes from, Pachypodium namiquanum. I haven't got one of those. Very unusual plants. They all face one way. Right, as you can see, where I can store stuff I can. It's out of sight there. One of the water butts, I use rainwater to water the plants with. Well, while there's water there, if it's during the season that water gets used up, and use the hose straight off the normal water supply, which is quite adequate for the plants. The water here is fairly soft, which is unusual for the London area, but it has been softened by the water company. It would be very hard. This is more or less it. This, as I say, in here is just at the moment full of odds and ends which will be sorted out, and that one's certainly full of junk which is going to be sorted out one day. If we get more plants, we'll put them in. And yeah, I think that's more or less it for the day. Lovely bright weather, and the battery has lasted out. So once again, please comment, please subscribe, and thanks for watching. Thank you. Sorry, I just remembered there was one of these by Mr. Scientific Suki, and he was talking about converters, and he showed one, and I said, got the same thing. There it is there. I put this in because particularly for you collectors out there that have got the 240 volt bulbs and that, this would be ideal. Have a look at his video, and he got it post free. I don't know how much he paid for it, but it's identical to this one which I got from Wimbledon. Anyhow, sorry about that. I was just about to upload this, and I noticed it, and I thought, right, I'll get in on that one. Please excuse the antique dust. I've got a lot of that, a lot of antique dust. So there we are. It's you can see, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but that is actually powering the audio part of the computer. But it'll give you your 240 volts from 110. It goes both ways. I don't know how much they'll cost, but I know they are available. So I thought I'd put that in just while I remember. Anyway, I'm going to say goodbye again. And as I say, please rate, subscribe, comment. Thank you. Thanks again.